Now I am welcoming retired Major Rajal Karim sir, Head of Security CEO and Head of Physical Security Market Area, Southeast Oceania and India, Alameric sir, to give his speech on the stage.
Assalamu alaikum to everyone. First, I would like to convey my thanks to the program organizer, and also my thanks to our especially the institute, DISCM. Actually, I will not talk as the previous speaker mentioned. I will try to go out of the box. Means so many professionals, so many experts here to speak on supply chain management, and I believe I am a very tiny person here to speak on supply chain. But still, at least I should say one single sentence, that is, supply chain is a process, or is such a thing that it involves everywhere. Supply chain, it can increase the capacity, expertise of your organization. It can speed up the organization process. It can reduce your cost. It can make your system effective and more efficient. So for any organization, supply chain is very much important for any department. So if people think that procurement, what will I do with supply chain? Or the administration, what will I do with supply chain? Actually, every organ of the organization that involves the contributions of supply chain management. By the way, before that, I like to introduce myself before going to the points what I am going to deliver. I am basically from military background. I worked under Bangladesh government for nearly 16 years in different capacities. I was in Bangladesh Special Force. I worked with Bangladesh Army different battalions. I worked under Bangladesh Rapid Action Battalions, RAB, under RAB forces, and also I did peacekeeping with the United Nations, and also I was also permanent staff to UN. And then I switched my career from military to civil sector. Like I was also under British American Tobacco, and then currently I am under Ericsson. So I definitely express my heartiest gratitude to Almighty Allah. He has given me a lot of opportunities, and Alhamdulillah, all the good institutions I had the opportunity to contribute my expertise. So now the point what I am going to say is that I am really impressed once I was going through the list and the name list of the students. This is really, I should say, this is really a very big success, and the BISCM, they can take credit out of it. That three things is remarkable here, as I have seen, that different organizations and different peoples from different organizations are here as a student. This is very good sign, and different people with different professional background. It's not that the people from supply chain department is working or having their training here or the academic knowledge here. It's not that. I have found people from administration, people from HR, people from procurement, different functions. They are having their efforts to know more about supply chain. And also, I have seen people who are also from different academic backgrounds. I was noticing that someone from the background of mechanical engineer. He was a mechanical engineer, and he is having knowledge of supply chain. So people from different backgrounds, different academic backgrounds, and different organizations. This is a very good thing. Now the main point I am going to say, by this you can achieve something very important other than your certificate or other than your knowledge. That is your connections. In supply chain management, your most important thing is your connections. Supply chain starts from raw materials, then supplier, then manufacturing unit. So then till your customer, you are processing so many tires. So in all the processes, from raw materials to customer end, you get so many steps, and in each step, you need to have good connections. So, like you are having a factory in Gazipur, you need raw materials. Suddenly, in whole Bangladesh, is struck by the opponent parties, or some kind of chaos is going on around the country. The road is strike, or there can be some traffic jam. There can be a lot of troubles that for which you cannot bring your raw materials. So what you will do? You need to bring raw materials from Khulna to Gazipur. How you are going to bring those raw materials if the normal movement is not in place? So this is your connections. You are doing Coursera, you are finding some people from police service. I am giving just an example. You are finding someone from police service, you are finding someone rep, you are finding someone from administration. So you can make call to that person that I need this raw material within this so rate. If I cannot bring it in time, then the whole organization will fall, will lose our reputation. So thereby you can ensure your movement. Like if I give an example, in the year of 2016-17, you can remember, especially in 2016, and also in 14, there are a lot of problems in Bangladesh, especially due to the political instability. At that time, I have noticed, especially in British American Tobacco, they had a lot of problems, especially in supply chain. But this is one of the organizations I must say in Bangladesh. This is one of the organizations that British American Tobacco, they did uninterrupted service to their customers, to their distributors, to their different clients. From Dhaka to Rangpur, Dhaka to Sylhet, they had uninterrupted delivery service. Why? Because they are one of the organizations I have seen. They have highest level and very effective, and I must say, not only effective, very efficient. They have the functions department, especially on stakeholder engagement management. Because without having very good connections, good engagement with the law enforcing agencies, with the government different organs, with different key stakeholders, both internal and external, without having that, you cannot establish very sound and uninterrupted supply chain. So through this your program, you can have good connection with each other. Like someone from Energy Pack and someone from Summit Power, someone from I was noticing that some Dhaka Ice Cream. So there are a lot of organizations. So you all should have good connections within yourselves. Like someone from Dhaka Ice Cream, someone from Summit Power, he is having good connections with some departments, but the person from Summit may not have. Someone have good connection with the political power, and the person who is working in other organizations, like some cement organizations, he can get help from him. That is, friend, we did course together. We had this program together. So we know each other. You can sometimes have gossip, sometimes have a cup of coffees at your weekends. Thereby, you get connected with each other. Then you can get help from each other, and you can contribute to your organization. Don't be limited within your academic knowledge. Do you know the basic difference between Bangladeshi? There is here one of our professor, I forgot his name, that from North South University. Sir was saying something very good. I was also listening to him. That he will also, I believe, agree with me that in Bangladeshi institutions, we are very much based on academic knowledge, on books. But do you know, in Harvard University, what is their practice? If they give a scholarship to any student, if they give importance on any students, they give more importance on their careers, their professional expertise. In the Bangladesh, you have 10 years of service, and if you apply to Dhaka University, that doesn't matter. Actually in entrance exam, you will be checked, you will be judged or assessed only by your academic results and your entrance exam result. And recently, in IB and few universities, they have started like UMBA, EMBA, MBA and other things based on the experiences. But this is we are very late. Which started in the USA before 100 years. But in Bangladesh we have started right now. While I was doing MBA under IBA, that time before getting admission to IBA, I was thinking that I will be maybe the odd person to have MBA from military background. There will be a lot of people who will be regular. And once I joined, once I attended the first class, I observed that a lot of students from BUET, they were with me. Then I was thinking that why these engineers are having MBA? What is the requirement? And also I found one doctor who had MBBS. He was also our batch. Then I was quite astonished that why these engineers or the doctors are with me and having an MBA and IBA. And having MBA and IBA, it really takes your time. You need to be very much dedicated. You need to give more time. So I was thinking that why he is taking so much pain. But at the end of the day, I learned that yes, everywhere the knowledge of MBA is required. Because once you will be a function head, especially down level, you will not understand. Once you will be the function head, like head of procurement or head of construction department, you will, or head of operations, you will have to take decisions on so many factors. And that time, your MBA knowledge will help you. So if you think that I am engineer, I am doing design of this business, I am having construction plans, so what is the requirement of having MBA? It's not that. So everywhere, we need to have diversified knowledge for balancing our career. Because you can see one of our brother, my job CEO, he was telling that he's from HR. Now he's an organization head. Now he is not only the HR head, he is manipulating or he is controlling the HR itself, the admin itself, the operation, marketing, right? So he is doing everything. So that is the reason in Bangladesh we cannot be the entrepreneur. The reason is that we keep our knowledge limited. I am a military person, so I should not know anything beyond military. I should know only about the security. This is not. We should be very much balanced. We should have very expanded and broad ideas and make ourselves confident. Because if you have lot of knowledge on lot of sectors, then you can be more confident. Like there is a sentence we learned in our school life that jack of all trades, master of none. It was a negative term for especially those who used to talk in so many subjects. Then we used to tell him that he is jack of all trades, but master of none. That means he is good for nothing. We used to mean this word like that, right? But this is wrong. Somewhere, not everywhere. How? Because sometimes balancing your life, you try to know or you try to get the touch of everything. But yes, you need to focus on single things. Suppose focusing on single thing, that doesn't mean that you will not have knowledge. Keep knowledge on other functions. Try to know something about HR process, try to know something about supply chain, procurement, security, admin, little knowledge. So that once you become the top man of the organization, you can take decisions. This knowledge can help you for taking decisions. So, why I am telling this, all of you, today you are a student here, some of you are senior executive, maybe deputy manager, maybe area manager, maybe region manager, or maybe DGM or GM. But someday you will be the head of function. Someday you will be the CEO. So that time, this knowledge will help you. Especially while during my MBA period, we had also course on supply chain. It was, I felt it pretty difficult. But truly, after having so many classes, I felt this is one of the most interesting subject to learn. However, I have taken only enough time, so my request to all of you have connected with everyone, and information is power at this present world. So you remain connected, know something about each other, and get information. Who comes on for what kind of help to you, and what is available. keep your eyes open, keep your mind open, and keep connected. And we need to be very much open-hearted. We need to help each other. If you don't help other, they are not going to help you. So if you want to get something in return, you need to be proactively helpful to others. So thereby you can establish a good rapport. And in this market, especially in the job market, your reputation is very much important. Very much important. The reason is that, especially in some top positions, once somebody is hired, you never know how your clearance is taken. It's not the CV. Sometimes you think that your CV is everything. No. Sometimes, especially for the top positions, the people, the HR, they ask the previous organization or previous to previous. I did some, one of the multinational organizations, they used to ask security clearance from me. Especially, I am not naming that organization, 2 or 3 organizations. Once they used to hire some top professionals, they used to ask me that, can you please, you help us as consultant, that you make the security clearance for us. That this employee, do that employee have any kind of criminal record, or do he have any kind of background by which he can endanger our organizations. So actually this is the things, and sometimes you keep wrong reference. I found also that few people, they are giving the minister's name, secretary's name, general's name, because they think that their CV will look very resourceful. Once we write to that VIP persons that please certify this person, they don't reply. So what is the importance of keeping the VIP persons in your CV reference? No importance. So you keep someone who will spend some time to write few words about you, few good words about you. So this is just maybe irrelevant point here, but as many of you are the job holder, that's why I am telling this frankly. So however, keep yourself alert and remain very careful, keep connected, try to build good rapport with each other. And last, thank you our honorable chief guest and all the guests present here, and also the student. Assalamu alaikum.